This is easily the strangest bike I've ever ridden. The Structure Cycleworks SCW-1, a 27.5-inch enduro bike with 151 millimeters of travel up front and 153 out back. This bike is all business, or maybe it's party out back and party in the front. Either way, it's all something with linkage suspension supporting both the wheels. The design philosophy is this. Traditional telescoping suspension has some drawbacks, like diving while braking and in the corners, along with changing the geometry of the bike through its travel. Having linkage suspension up front mitigates these issues significantly to improve the ride quality. My only major gripe with this bike is I don't love how it looks, but after taking it for a few laps on the North Shore, I think Structure Cycleworks is onto something. My intuition was that it would be strange to ride, and the benefits would only come after I became accustomed to the bike. That intuition was incorrect. And, as you'll see, I found this bike very easy to get along with, and their claims of increased confidence on the bike are accurate. So let's take the SCW-1 down some trails I know quite well on Vancouver's North Shore. Alright, there it is. Structure. Linkage fork, linkage bike. First ride, do a little warm-up lap, and see what this thing's all about. Oh, interesting. It definitely, you can tell that something is definitely different. So it feels really good, like really planted, and I'm gonna need to get used to that. So it's definitely different, so it's gonna take some time to get used to, but whew, definitely feels like it's got tons of grip. And it's running 2 DVO shocks, one in the front, one in the rear. I definitely feel like I can just, charge with confidence. Because when it hits something with the front fork, I don't know, it seems to move just smoother than a telescoping fork. Like the linkage it's working. And then I gotta get used to when you're braking, you're not diving at all, so I don't need to compensate for that anymore. Alright, let's go try some Pingu. Ooh, I shifted gears when I shouldn't have. Alright, so let's see how it does on the steepy chunk. So the best way I can describe how this feels is, oh, poor rim, is it's kind of like, you know how your rear suspension feels, but in the front too. It's definitely it's easy to get along with, I think. This is my first lap, haven't ridden it all today, no warm-up, and here we go. Yeah, it's definitely easy to get along with, and not diving when you're braking is, I mean, it's weird because I'm used to it, and cornering too, but it just doesn't happen as much. Okay, I should quickly talk about how it pedals for all you climbers out there. Yeah, feels really good, feels comfortable. I could sit on this and pedal up a fire road, and that's the extent of my climbing review. That's all I really want to do with the bike, just have it get me to the downhill. I guess maybe Bob's a bit more in the front than your fork would,
But I mean, you could just lock out the suspension and then that pretty much gets rid of your bob. Then open it up and you got that small bump compliance again. So, all right, let's just go back to the downhill. I think the way that the head tube angle and linkage work is a little different than telescoping forks, but I guess that the head tube angle is maybe a little steeper than I'm used to, which is why it's feeling nice and zippy. But I don't feel too nervous. I mean, or nervous at all, except for the fact I'm on a brand new bike going down the steep stuff. And the small bump compliance is outrageous. It's so good. Like when you're riding over little bumps and rocks and roots with your front tire, just plow it. Oh, it was absolutely pouring rain. Got the NF pants on, got the rain jacket on, and now it's just cloudy and humid. Not that I'm complaining, but I am not dressed for the occasion. I just need to take off this rain jacket mostly. But let's try John Deere. Actually, this is Dear John. So here's this. Oh, actually, I gotta go this way. Oh, yeah. Interesting. I'm not treating these poor wheels very nicely, but that's just a pretty steep section and definitely felt totally fine. So I'm gonna go down John Deere now and see how this thing flows. So it's a big bike, it's an enduro bike. So I think the actual vertical travel is 150, 150, but he was saying that because the way the linkage works, the travel feels more like 170, which I would agree with. It definitely feels like more travel than the 150 mil forks and suspension I've felt before. It's also my first time trying out DVO, and that feels good too. Ooh. So for being one of the strangest bikes I've ever ridden, I think it's really easy to get along with. You might look at it and think, whoa, what the heck is going on there? And you'd be justified in thinking that, because it's a crazy looking bike. But if you get a chance to try one, I think you'll see that it's actually pretty good to get along with. I know I've said that a few times already, but I think when I first saw this bike I thought, uh-oh, I'm gonna have to do a few runs on that bad boy. But I was incorrect in thinking that. Basically, feel like I could go ride any of my usual trails already. And we're done like the first lap only. Whew. All right, let's try some double black North Shore. This is Boogeyman. Pretty techie trail. Ooh. Maybe not too far into the double black. Maybe a hard single black. But still, fun tech trail. It's a little more challenging than John Deere. I want to see how this bike does on it. I actually forgot that this bike is also 27 and a half. It's not a 29er, which may be why it feels nice and zippy too. So it is a 66-degree head angle, but because with the fork, or the lack of fork, with the linkage, the head tube angle stays the same even when it's being compressed. So stays nice and stable. Ooh, I think I tapped the front disc. She's squealing. Oh yeah. Ooh. That one's hard to stay on the trail. I gotta hit the brakes a bit more, but the wood's so greasy right now. You gotta wait until you're off it. All right, let's see how it does this big steep roller. Oh yeah. So it's way steeper head tube angle than the Slayer, than the Enduro, and the one-off steep stuff on the shore feels fine. I'd be curious to ride it like in the park maybe, where there's some sustained steeps. All right, this annoying one. Oh yeah. I always get scared there because the wood is so slick and off camber, but I did it. All right, here we go. Some real North Shore with my poor brake squealing. Ooh. Oh, I better change gears here. Don't need a bear bell when you're when your disc brake rubs. It's so loud. Just a little wet and a little rub. That'll do it. All right, so we rode the Fast Tech. We rode the Skinnies. We rode the Flow on John Deere. So let's see how this thing, ooh, yeah, does on the jumps. Ooh, shout out to NSMBA and everyone who's doing work on boogie nights right now. So good. Woohoo! Jumps like a dream. Oh, I should try and clear that into the corner one of these days. It's weird, I thought this bike would be hard to jump just by looking at it. But it's actually really easy to jump. I think the biggest thing I can say is how you think this bike's gonna feel and how it does feel are a bit different. How about the jank? Let's try Empress. Just some double black North Shore classic tech. And so with these bike reviews, I guess, I could tell you, you know, oh, it's 80% more compliant in the front end, and it's this, it's that, all these numbers, but instead, I just want to come ride these trails, show you how I ride them, because you've seen my videos, you know how I ride, you know what I like, and then it gives you an idea of how these bikes ride, and how, if you like to ride how I ride, then you know you're probably gonna like the bikes I test, like this one. Whew. Awesome. Handle the jank, no problem. Even though it's got kind of like this, kind of a dual crown, so it's got a triple clamp, and it has the little knock blocks on it, so you can't turn the wheel all the way around. But I actually haven't noticed once that I've needed to turn the wheel more than it would allow me. So if you're concerned about that, not a problem. Handles the tight trails just fine.